Erev Tov, everyone. We have a concept, Rashi refers to it often. It's a basic understanding of Mikra, that Eina Mikra Yotze Midei Pshuto. There's a pshat in the Mikra, and that pshat always remains, even when we advance to use the other methodologies of Drash and Sod, Remez, etc. What does that mean? We're accustomed to think of it as mere translation. The pshat is how to say the same thing, but perhaps we can expand on it in different words to make it more understandable and relevant to us. But there's a deeper understanding of Eina Mikra Yotzim B'nei Pshuto, is that we should look at the Torah and the Nevi'im and see the choice of words that was used in order to convey the idea. In other words, the Torah itself, Kaviochel, had a wide range of vocabulary how to be able to present the story. Yet the Torah chooses a certain set of words that is the way it presents the story. And that's what we call pshat. For instance, Shimshon Raphael Hirsch, in his famous commentary to Torah, uses this idea over and over again. Why did the Torah say it this way? The Torah could have said it another way. And the fact that it said it this way is itself a perush, is itself a commentary. It teaches us something. Now, we're accustomed just to look at it as a translation. And if you look at it as a translation, then you are not bothered why the Torah used these words or this phrase in order to express itself. So in this week's Parsha, so we have the Parsha of Kishiso, which begins with the count of the Jewish people. So if you look at the Pasuk, it says Kishiso as Rosh B'nai Yisrael. Why does the Torah say Kishiso as Rosh B'nai Yisrael? Why does it say, when you pick up the head of the Jewish people, why does it use that phrase for counting? It should say, Kitimne as B'nai Yisrael, when you count the Jewish people. But the Torah didn't say it that way, which we would have thought would have been more in line, so to speak, with Pshat, than saying it in a roundabout fashion. You see, so as Rosh B'nai Yisrael, when you lift up their heads, then you'll count them. So certainly there is a value here There's something that the Torah is teaching us. That's part of the idea of Einam Mikro Yotzi Mirei Pshuto. The choice of the words of the Torah, the choice of that word itself is a lesson. And that's a lesson over and above the exact translation. So basically, Kisisa as Rosh B'nai Yisrael is a declaration of Jewish pride. He tells Jewish people they should raise their heads, should be proud to be Jewish, to be proud you're the Am HaNivchar. Because one of the great tests that the Jewish people have endured and still endure even today is that the world resents the fact that somehow we have a sense of pride. Why do you think you're special? I discussed it last night in the lecture on anti-Semitism. It was one of the points that's raised in the anti-Semitic book, Appia. The Jews think they're special. Why are they special? Why are they different than anyone else? And we see it in our time that one of the great drives in the modern society is to be a victim. Because if you're a victim, then none of the rules of society pertain to you. It's never your fault. It's always because you're a victim. And the problem is with the oppressor and never with the oppressed. And that's the way the world looks at it. I saw today that 70% of all potential American voters between the age of 20 to 30 think that the Jewish people in Israel are guilty of genocide. So right now, that's only 17% of the vote. But they're going to grow up. They'll become older. And there's another generation that backs them. So this idea was reinforced throughout Jewish history. But Jewish pride never waned. They never said, we're not proud to be a Jew. Even though that pride always brought consequences, and the consequences were not always positive. The prophet Yonah in the bowels of the ship, when they are looking to throw him overboard. So the sailors ask him, "Who are you? Where do you come from?" They say, "Bishol mi oro azos." This tragedy of the typhoon, whose fault is it? So they're looking for somebody to take the blame. So Yonah could show his American passport and say, "Not me." And instead he answers, "Ivri Anochi." I'm a Jew. V'esalukim borei shamayim v'oretz ani yorei. And whatever the consequences of that are, I'm willing to accept it upon myself. And if you're going to throw me overboard, you'll throw me overboard. In one of the many books about the Holocaust, so there's a story that was told by a German SS man after the war, that they had a roundup of Jewish children in the ghetto. And there was a Jewish child that he saw that hid under a piece of furniture somewhere. And he came to take the child away. And the child said to him, he records the story. The child said to him, I know that I am Yaakov and you are Esau. And I know that you're going to kill me. But I still would rather be Yaakov than Esau. And when he heard that, he closed his eyes as though he didn't see the child. So that lies in the phrase, Ki tiso es rosh b'nei Yisrael. You lift up their head, if you give them a sense of pride, so then that's a different way of counting. Then I'm not counted as 1 in a million, I'm counted as one. I'm the difference maker. I'm special. I have that ability. And the Pasuk says it by our father Avraham. Abitu el Avraham avichem vel Sora techol alchem. Look at your father Avraham and at your mother Sora, who raised you. He echad krosiv. I called him one. The ability to be one and not part of a greater number, that requires self-pride, right? A self-analysis. So it's not 1, 2, 3, it's 1, 1, 1, 1. Everybody's a one. And that's why the Torah says that everybody gives the same mafzus hashekel. The wealthy person, he's got $1 trillion. Let him, give a billion, because that's all he is one. But the poor person is also one. And in that there is an equality. There's a way to look at things. The way to sense what my role in life is. People feel, there's an election this week. I think so. Tuesday. So here in Jerusalem, it's not so exciting. But I was in a town yesterday for Shabbat where it's very exciting. And everybody feels impelled to vote. But what good is my vote, right? I'm one. It'll be 100,000 ballots. So then what am I going to, so whether I vote or I don't vote, who I vote for, what difference does it make? But that's the wrong attitude. That's a violation of the pshat of Kisisa es Rosh Bnei Yisrael. To raise their heads, to make them feel how important they are, that what they do matters. So if a person feels that way, then even the most mundane things in life, the everyday activities, carry with it also a sense of purpose. That's what the Meforshim meant with to take the whole and make it Kodesh. There's nothing mundane. Everything is important because I'm important. And what I do makes a difference. And that's part of the understanding here of Ein HaMikra Yotze Midei Pshuto. Rabbi Chananya ben Akash Omer Ratzah HaKadosh Baruch Hu L'Zakus Es Yisrael V'Fichal Hir B'Lahem Torah Mitzvos Shenemar Adonai Chofetz Aman Tzidko Yagdil Torah